its exhibition at the Corcoran School of Arts and Design, Ecriture with the Body continues at the Korean Culture Center in Washington, D.C., featuring 4 contemporary Korean women artists who also participated in Dictate 2 exhibited at Corcoran. The exhibition begins with Theresa Hakkyung-cha's video, Mouth to Mouth. It shows the artist's mouth repeatedly pronouncing mouth, followed by Korean vowel graphements. Yet its image and sounds muffled, as if she struggles to communicate properly with neither language of Korean or English. The show then introduced the Kim Ok-sun's video interview, which centers on the notion of names. The woman, Kim Ok-sun, a Korean lesbian, Harim, American woman who marries into a Korean family, become an activist at the American camp town in South Korea. In-sun, Korean queer activists in Berlin, are all individuals who never belong fully to the conventional cultural or sexual categories. In a similar vein, living on Jeju Island, at the southernmost tip of Korean peninsula, Kim has created portraits of transplanted trees that, like herself, did not originate there. She then assigns them with names of native Jeju youth. The act of naming is one of power. Those who fall outside of established classification, like Theresa Hakkyung-cha, are often denied the right to name themselves. By contrast, as a woman artist, Kim takes on the role of naming and calling out the identity of these outsiders. Language also plays a crucial role for An Ho-kyun. Drawing inspiration from Jo's love poems, she creates a film that examines the condition of women who are never allowed to become subject, but remained an object of another's gaze. In the film, the woman's profile, never facing the viewer, embodies a state of female subject, continually exposed to external observation. In her portrait, An Ho-kyun also refrains herself from revealing overt emotional expression of her sitters. Her subject ambiguous faces leave viewers uncertain. Are they in love or in conflict? Like Cha's she, An's women occupy a passive position, yet their inner state remains inaccessible to the observer, a subtle mechanism of self-protection. During the pandemic, Yoon Jung-mi and Jae Lee experienced new forms of social hatred in both Seoul and New York. When COVID-19 spread through the gay club in Itaewon, a wave of hatred towards outsiders and sexual minorities emerged in Korea. During the same period, Yoon documented traces of Itaewon's once vibrant and multicultural streets, now quieted by the pandemic. Through photographs and videos, what is particularly striking is her point of view. She observes the street from an unexpected low, almost animal-like perspective, akin to that of stray cats or dogs, symbolically aligning her gaze with those even more marginalized than sexual minorities. Her works dwell on scenes that seem unfocused or devoid of climax, reminding an interesting vision of stray cat. Pandemic was equally significant for Jae Lee. In a room, the voice of Yoon Sim-da, the most celebrated Korean singer of the 1920s, and the Billie Holiday singing Strange Fruit resound together. During the COVID-19 lockdown, Lee found herself confined in New York, not only because of a pandemic, but also because of the daily reality of racism and hostility toward Asians. The moving body projected alongside Holiday's video reenacts the pain that her song could never fully capture in words. Similarly, Yoon Sim-dak's Hymn of Death reveals how profound nihilism can itself become a form of resistance. Her lyrics repeatedly question the meaning of life, inviting us to pay attention to the role of women's writing as an act of self-expression and endurance. At Hillyer, the exhibition features mostly Korean-American artists based in Washington, D.C. Hillyer has a long tradition of introducing artists from diverse cultural backgrounds active in the United States. Maria Ominson points the bodies of women subject to the gaze of aristocratic men, rendering them in black. In her work, these women are doing laundry while watching idle men nearby. The women washing clothes are no longer a sexual object. Instead, their labor, historically devalued, is brought to attention. All right, whose sweat can be said to be more valuable? Alongside her, An Sung-min replaces the moral virtues of traditional Munjado paintings, such as philia, piety, loyalty, and obedience, with the crude American slang. If An's large-scale Munjado reshuffled the Confucianist code of ethics, Hyun-jung Kim approaches the language more intimately. As both artist and craftsperson, she engraves the fine text into small-scale works. She etches fingerprints, the invisible yet classificatory index of human identity, onto coastings of hands, and inscribed words in sign language, guided by her humanistic belief that every person is jewel. Her work reminds us that both visible and invisible forms of communication, such as sign language, have long been defined from a perspective of so-called normal speakers. Soo Gak and Jin Chin-woo Kim, both long active in Washington as Korean-American artists, take different approaches to the idea of faith and identity. For Kwak, the Word of God served as a source of inspiration for an outsider. Just divine words once create the world, she writes passages from the Bible directly onto her canvases, affirming her role as both believer and creator. In contrast, Jin Jin-woo Kim, who quotes Therasa Hak-kyung Cha's poetry, conveys the anxiety of displacement through depictions of women's lower bodies that seem unable to stand firmly. These unstable postures, according to the artist, can be also said as a way of adapting herself to the environment. Finally, Chung Jung-yeop's paintings on view at Hillyer draw from the writings of Kim Soo-young, one of the Korea's leading resistant poets of the 1950s and 60s. His poem Song of the Shrine, 1945, written shortly after Korea's liberation, depicts an intellectual who questions why the same cycles of suffering and pain continue, standing before a shrine that worships the god of war. Jung inscribes Kim's words across the entire canvas, as though wishing to break this repetition of historical tragedies. Beneath the text, she places bands, symbols of small, humble people who, when gathered together, form a collective strength. In this way, the women artists in the exhibition revisit the written culture that has long excluded them, transforming it and drawing from it new forms of creative and spiritual power.